Hi everyone, this is Menz here. I'm playing the Tier 3 German Premium Light Tank, the Pz.Kpfw Ausf, which this is a pretty rare tank. You don't see it very often, especially on the US server. You only can get it by buying special codes, which are usually insanely priced around $100 because it comes in a bundle, basically a World of Tanks bundle with other random stuff, but most people buy it just for this tank. Now this tank, as you see for a tier 3 light tank, has 80mm of hull armor on the front, hull and the turret, and its side armor at 50mm is very thick as well. So it's basically just a gigantic tank in the armor sense at tier 3, much like a mouse. However, very small, so it's very deceiving, and a lot of people just kind of plink away at you as they bounce off. Now, the downside of this tank is it's very slow for a tier 3 light, and as you see, it only has a tier 1 gun that's not very strong either. Will bounce off of this if they're not a tank destroyer. However, tank destroyers can penetrate you very easily, and as you see, T-82s with their derp guns can hurt you a lot. I do have a spall liner on this, and something like a Valentine anti-tank can cause a lot of damage as well. So since I'm very slow, I'm going to try to put myself in an area where a lot of people are shooting at me. I want that, but also it's not going to take me too long to get to. So more likely than not, I'm going to head up the 6-7 line, or head down, and put myself around the flag, see how that works. Don't want to put myself where I'm pointing here in the EF line because people can flank me and get some cheap damage in. But at least if I put myself near a flag, I know the enemy has to come over to that side eventually, and hopefully they're going to be shooting me and not my allies. As you see, I have a ton of APCR on this because the tank's so bad you almost need to use APCR for most of your shots because you're not going to be able to penetrate most tanks with AP, especially if they're moving. You're not able to aim at specific shots, or not shots but spaces, because say you hit the track armor or anything aside from very flat weak armor, you're not going to do any damage. Now this M3 Stewart, he's out of my range. These shells don't travel very far because they're very low caliber, so I'm not even going to bother shooting at him. Kind of surprised that our team is just letting that Stewart go right through him, so at least they got him out now, but he got a lot farther than he should have. So I'm just gonna push out ahead here. Yes, there's probably TDs ahead of me, and I'm gonna take some damage, but if I can turn the enemy's attention onto me, better that than for my allies to die. And I don't think my shells actually travel that far, so let's get away from this PZ2D. Don't want him to start getting shot. He has the most cap points. I'm actually gonna move forward. Gonna put myself right into this little group of buildings over here. Now somebody saw me. Don't know who, but somebody did. There's that Valentine. That thing, he has a derp gun on that, because that hurt. Not really going to do any damage to him. However, hopefully I can get back into safety before that Valentine shoots me again. Oh crap, here comes a Pz.Kpfw II. Just gonna back up so he can't flank me. Should be able to damage him with APCR here. But I need to take him out because he's stopping us from increasing our cap points. It's T-127. I don't think I can penetrate him, but he can't really penetrate me. I'm just going to keep moving back. Maybe he is able to damage me. I'm not able to actually hurt him back, so just keep on backing up. That PZ4A should be able to hurt him because I have APCR. But in the end, got flanked, and the main disadvantage to this tank is tank destroyers, because they can pen you with their normal guns, and their howitzer guns can do a ton of damage to you even with a spall liner, because in the end, freaking their HE shells are very deadly. They can one-shot pretty much most tanks that they come across, even at tier 4, if they penetrate. So hitting you, even though you have a lot of armor, you're still only going to survive 2 or 3 shots from them, but it's a lot better than being one-shot by them. You can do it? No, you can't. So overall, I probably took a good chunk of damage before I died. However, when you face this tank, you really have to learn that 80mm armor on the front. So if you don't have a lot of penetration, just flank the thing. It's very slow and it can't really turn, and its gun is very dinky. So I only did 242 damage, destroyed 1 tank, got a cool headed award. However, I soaked up 840 damage, which is a lot for a tier 3 as you see my hit points, and I lost a good amount of credits because I used a lot of APCR. But if you're coming across one of these, you can pretty much outrun it, and it's very hard for it to keep up and hit you with its gun with a ton of little shells flying at you. It's very hard for them actually to hit you, yet alone penetrate or damage your track and slow you down. So if you just keep moving, you're gonna be pretty well off. Now, it'd be nice if those TDs were not on enemy teams, so I have to be careful. If the enemy had our top 3 tanks, then I would just pretty much drive straight into them. And I do have to worry about the Cruiser 4 as well, because he is a potential gun that can hurt me, but overall, I just need to stay away from those tank destroyers. But I'm going to see if I can't push down, or can push down the 3 line, get into the F line, and kind of cut them off. But this tank, if you ever have the chance of buying it and you want to shell out a lot of money, or for whatever reason it comes up for sale cheaper, or a reward tank, it's a very fun tank, but more likely than not, you're not going to be able to buy this tank. But you will be able to plan ahead of time at what to do while facing it. That's the whole point of this video, and it's kind of fun playing it. So I definitely wanted to give it a shot because I certainly don't have one of these on my own account. Which, if you're wondering why I have all these tanks, I have a media account to kind of test things out, which is very nice. Ooh, there's T-18. Don't want that Valentine to hit me. Run away, dude, run away! We'll try to hit this cruiser. But yeah, don't want that Valentine to hit me, so I'm gonna kind of back up here, go through him. Wrong button. But at least he's only able to track me right now, which I'll take that, because more likely than not, somebody's gonna try to get around him or cause him to move like this. I'm gonna be able to get some damage in. Okay, so I'm actually gonna start heading back to our base. So we are being capped out. Now this thing's slow. I might not be able to get back there in time, but I at least have to try. Ooh, he got whacked. Okay, they're about to get their second tank on here, most likely. Hopefully I can reset him. No, I don't see him, but thank God that guy reset him. Might be able to get a shot off through the gap. I'm gonna go after this M2. No, I ran into the... That was bad on my part. Hello, cruiser. Trying to get to you. Making it a little bit hard to get to you. This M2's gonna back right into me, or die. Good job, Gross Tractor. As you see, this tank, really, as the first battle shows, you gotta beware howitzer guns, probably SPGs, and tank destroyers that have very high penetrating shells. However, for matches like this, where you don't exactly run into many of them, you're just able to drive straight into them. An enemy, just don't focus on this tank. If you're coming across and you can't penetrate it from the front, just maneuver, take out its support, get behind it, then tear it apart. Or if you can't penetrate it for whatever reason, say you're in a PC or Pz.1C with the machine gun gun on it, then just ignore the thing and go cap or something, because you're not going to be able to penetrate it. Even with gold rounds, you may or may not be able to. But overall, it is a very overpowered tank in the way of armor. However, it's rare enough to where you're not really going to face these. But if you do, at least you'll know that depending on the tank that you're in, you either run away from it and take out its support, or you just flank it and you can damage it if you have 50 millimeters of penetration. So anyway, thanks for watching my video. As you see here, I got a Mastery Badge First Class. Damage-wise, did 305 damage, more than my hit points, so I'm happy with that. Destroyed 3 enemy tanks, decent amount of experience as well, top 3. And as far as damage, I didn't really block any because they only really shot my track armor, or missed me. And I spotted a grand total of 18 damage, and lost a good amount of credits because I used a lot of APCR. But anyway, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel to keep up to date new videos I put out, and check out my website, Pz.Kpfw II Ausf.com.